Hello, amazing people in reproductive health across the United States and Canada. I'm Griffin Jones. That is the greatest city on earth, Buffalo, New York, and we are going to talk about content. So before I take you back to my computer to show you real life examples of things that you can do, I want to frame content in the frame of context. We first have to remember why the prospective patient is on each different social media platform, because that's going to affect what kind of content we use. This is why I just generally discourage fertility centers being on Twitter. People go on Twitter to follow sports, celebrity news, politics, and entertainment. People go on Facebook to connect with old friends, to connect with support, and they go on Instagram to post photos. And on both of those platforms, they go on to share, comment on, and like and post pictures of babies. So with that in mind, let's take a look at some examples. Everyone, thank you so much for the love that you shared with me after the last video. A lot of people sent me very nice emails, which I appreciated, and more people watched the video than the number of people that I sent it to, which means that you shared it, which means that you got value from it. So let's do that again. Did you see the article in the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel this morning? Social media jobs always changing and challenging. Correct, which is why I'm here to help you. Let's talk about what's working in a 2015 world. Last time we talked about people needing to share, comment on, like your content in order for people to see it. This is the type of content that people won't share or comment or see. These articles, whether it's from the Times or Huffington Post or NPR, even if it's about reproductive health, even if it's about childbirth, they seldom do very well. Remember, we have to respect the platform. Why is someone on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter to begin with? And people just aren't on those platforms to research health studies or articles like this. This is better for a blog on your site, certainly for the content on your website, but very few people ever like it, which means very few people see it. And this sperm, I hate seeing this picture so much that if I see this picture on one more darn fertility center's page, I'm going to reach through the computer and pull the plug out of the wall, because no one ever likes or comments or shares it. People are not on social media to look at pictures of sperm or studies about sperm. We have to respect that why people are on the platform. And this is very much like the old way of just broadcasting our message and thinking that people will see it, that we can interrupt them. And as we talked about last time, we can't interrupt them. We need people to want to see the content. So here are 3 types of content that people will want to see. The first type of content is user-generated content. And this time I actually chose to use examples of people I don't work with to show that it's not just me thinking I'm the cat's pajamas. I don't know these people at all, Institute for Reproductive Health in Cincinnati, but I really like the way they use user-generated content. I use it in the same way. These are photos that they're sharing that people have posted to their page. Okay, so I want to explain that difference. Otherwise, they would need a HIPAA release. If they took the photo, if they posted it to the page, they would need a HIPAA release. But this was the patient or the user here posting it to their page, and then they shared it on the timeline. So if you have a strong community, if you've built your Facebook audience up to a good size, you'll be getting a lot of this, and people really like it. And this is the greatest way for people to be able to see these testimonials in action, because it's coming from the patients themselves. This is why social media should be such a powerful word of mouth engine. User-generated content, number 1. Number 2, I really like these infertility e-cards. You can do a Google image search for them. I remember talking with Dr. Keenan Omertag about this, because normally I would never use a meme of any kind, these cute little quotes or cat memes that you see all over the internet. That provides no value to your brand, and I do see some practices doing it. These infertility e-cards are different. Sometimes I see hundreds of likes or dozens of shares, which ends up meaning thousands of people see it, all because you get an idea of the patient's psychology on Facebook from this, of why they're using Facebook to connect with each other, and they'll do that right on your page, and it's a good thing to empower people to be able to do that. People feel lonely, they feel a bit jaded, they're used to seeing all of this type of user-generated content on Facebook, and it took them 2, 3, however many years to be able to do that. So they like being able to connect in this way, and these e-cards really tend to pull that emotion out. These are common use. You can even make your own if you go to someecards.com, but because they're common use, I use the ones that I find. And the third type of content is your staff, your doctors and your nurses. This is New Hope Center in Virginia. Again, don't work with them, don't know them, but a lot of people like this type of content. A lot of people comment on it, and this is just from an event. Some people that I work with saw hundreds of likes and hundreds of comments between National Doctors Day and Nurses Appreciation Week. So you should be thinking about your staff for these times, because people want to come on, look at them, comment on them, just like they're catching up with old friends, which is why they're on Facebook to begin with. But this time they're creating a story for their friends and family to see. That's the word of mouth power of Facebook. So those three types of content: user-generated content, e-cards, and pictures of your staff and your nurses. Next time we'll talk about community management, which is what you do when you start to have people comment and interact in this way.